So yesterday I went and saw Uncle Terry at Jegs and picked up all the sheet metal for Billy's Nova. Today, I'm headed down to Dayton, to Restoration World, to pick up everything else that we need to rebuild the front end on Billy's car. And while I'm down there, me and June Pup are going to go visit a good friend of mine and pick up a new 9-inch rear end for my Malibu. So we hop in the old dually and we head down towards Dayton. But we stop by Uncle Bucko's house on the way to check on him. He's still out there pushing fence posts in the ground around that high-pressure gas line. After I talked to Jeremy for a few minutes, we hit the road on 70, headed west, down towards Springfield. Our first stop was Restoration World. We needed to pick up a new grill brackets, bumper bolts, headlight bezels, chrome fender moldings, front turn signal assemblies, and all the bolts and hardware to put it all together. I had called down a couple of days earlier and placed the order, and they had all my parts pulled for me when I got there. Once we loaded all that stuff up, it was time to head down to Farmersville, Ohio, to see a buddy of mine named Tony McKinney. Tony's been a good friend of ours for a long time, and he owns an auto and truck repair business, and he's also a dealer for Mosier Engineering. Tony's shop not only works on daily drivers, but street cars and hot rods, and even antique and classic cars like this old 65 Impala, down at Complete Auto Repair and Performance. But across the street, Tony's got a trailer sales business too. Everything from open car trailers to deck over trailers to enclosed race car trailers. But that's not the only thing he's got going on. So I've read comments for months asking, why don't I go ahead and put another rear end in this Malibu and quit wasting my money breaking the 7.5-inch 10 bolt? Well, for one thing, I think everybody enjoyed watching Jeremy grumble about fixing this 10 bolt every week. But the main reason is that Tony McKinney's who I buy all my Mosier stuff from, and he's been busy. If Tony's name rings a bell, it's probably because he's been traveling the country, racing this 66 Chevy 2 called Novocaine at all the No Prep Kings races. Traveling and racing has kept Tony plenty busy the last few months, but the NPK series has taken a break, which has got Tony back home working on street cars and customer cars like this Impala, and this El Camino back in the performance shop. And every single Mosier rear end that we've ever bought was ordered from and assembled by Tony McKinney. And this Mosier 9-inch that I've just purchased for my Malibu is the 4th Mosier 9-inch rear end Tony's gotten in for us. The first one was the one in Billy's S10 pickup truck. The second one is the Mosier 9-inch in Tommy's S10. The third one that we ordered from Tony went in my mom and dad's 55 Chevy after we broke the original rear end spider gears. And number 4 is going in my Malibu. I couldn't wait to lay my eyes on this new housing. When John opened the door over at the performance shop, I was shocked. They even put a brace across the back of it and adjustable lower control arm mounts. And check out the disc brakes. I couldn't thank Tony enough. Thank you, brother.
Yes, sir, anytime.
Appreciate you, man.
Anytime you need something.
Tony was pretty busy while I was down there and didn't have a whole lot of time to be on camera. So I headed home, and by the time I got back, Billy had finally got the S10 backed out of the garage. Transmission and everything's back up in it, and just about finished. All they've got left to do is weld the mid plate to the frame rails. But while we're waiting on Uncle Bucko to do that, Billy and Tommy went ahead and pulled the Falcon in the garage to work on it. They've decided to go ahead and switch the Falcon from 12 to 14 volt. They picked up a battery and got it installed, but the 14 volt alternator that Billy bought isn't quite the same housing as the one we've always had before. So once again, it's Uncle Bucko to the rescue.
Poor Jeremy. He just wants to go to bed. We just keep calling him with more shit that we need fixed.
No sleep for you.
No shit.
No sleep for any of us. I went to bed at like 6 a.m. and I was back up at 10:30.
I'm doing fence holes.
You look like a fence hole. When Jeremy comes in and he's like, this is a mess, that's when you know you've hit rock bottom, Tommy.
Both of the 2 wrenches are in the back of my car right now.
So here's the situation. Junior couldn't get an alternator from Jegs the other day because Jegs didn't have an alternator that fits an LS engine for 14 or 16 volt. So he gets on Summit's website and found an alternator that's adjustable. However, it didn't really say whether it was for small block or an LS. So is this thing gonna work or not?
Yeah.
You're gonna make it work?
Yep.
Perfect.
I know.
We'll see how long it works. That's the true test.
Probably longer than this turd.
So they've got a plan evidently to make this alternator work. But for tonight, it's time for everybody to go home and get some sleep. But when Tommy left, I had him go ahead and take me down to Billy's shop so I can gather up my Malibu and have it back here in the morning. I want to give it a bath and detail it, get it cleaned up, because I've got some plans for possibly Friday night, either at the track or maybe a car meet. There's a test and tune Friday night at Trails, and they're bracket racing Saturday and Sunday. And since we're staying home this weekend, not traveling and not racing, it's a perfect opportunity for me to take the Malibu out and maybe get a little racing done myself. We'll just have to wait and see how the weather goes. The weather Friday was beautiful, albeit extremely hot. It was like 87 degrees today. Vicky sent me out to run some errands for her, and I figured since I've got the Malibu here and the air conditioning's charged up, why not? When I got back to the shop, it looks to me like Jeremy and Uncle Bucko are about to pull the trigger on some cannibalization of an alternator for the Falcon by cutting off one of the ears and replacing it with an ear off another alternator and welding the two together. Now personally, I have a hard time believing that no one makes the alternator for an LS engine like what we need. But here we are. Jeremy has evidently taken some measurements off the alternator and cut an ear off an old alternator off an old small block Chevy I had laying out back.
Yeah, we gotta take some small block Chevy and add it to some LS to make it work right.
So here we go. Let the cutting and hacking begin.
We bought the wrong alternator, so we're gonna make it the right alternator.
Modifications.
So while Billy and Jeremy are in the shop hacking up alternators, I go ahead and pull a Malibu out in the yard and give it a bath, because I got plans for this evening. My good buddy JD Miner that owns Ajax Wax in Columbus sent me a little invitation to come in for a car meet tonight in Columbus at JaxWax headquarters. Now, I saw the advertisement for it, but I've never been there myself. I have no idea what to expect. I figured it'd be a bunch of old geezers just sitting around in their lawn chairs, you know, maybe drinking some iced teas and by the airport watching the planes take off. Boy, was I wrong. As I turned onto 17th Avenue, I thought, what in the world is going on here? Traffic was backed up for about half a mile. At first, I thought maybe there was an accident, but this is no accident. This is JaxWax Street Madness at JaxWax HQ. And this was far from just a bunch of old geezers sitting around in lawn chairs sipping iced teas. From imports to domestics, motorcycles, hot rods, street rods, muscle cars, and diesel pickup trucks, there was something there for everyone. I was literally in shock at how many people turned out for this basically block party up at JaxWax headquarters. There was a lot of nice cars there, and this purple Challenger caught my eye. But my favorite out of the entire show was this beautiful black and silver RS Z28 69 Camaro. As the sun began to set and things started to cool off, I decided to head back over towards the retail store because I wanted to go in and check out some of Jack's personal cars in the showroom, like this beautiful turquoise and white 55 Chevy, a mostly original 265 3-speed on the column, 55 two-door Bel Air sedan, just like my mom and dad's. After I checked out the cars, I went into the retail center and stocked up on Hawaiian Shine and some of these really soft microfiber towels that are perfect for detailing chrome and painted surfaces. Then I went out to the Malibu and decided I'd just go ahead and touch this thing up because there were some water spots on the car and on the valve covers from where I gave it a bath earlier today. Jack's got me hooked on this Hawaiian Shine stuff. The stuff smells amazing and it does an incredible job cleaning up water spots, polishing chrome, and it even really made my RC Comp wheels look nice. After I left the car meet, I picked up some pizza for everybody back to shop and checked in on Billy to see how he was doing welding these two pieces of alternator back together. They seem to think they've got this whole deal worked out. So we'll see how that goes probably tomorrow by the time we finish getting this thing put on and testing it. The weather tomorrow doesn't look very promising for racing. Thunderstorms early in the morning and a lot of heat. So I ended up skipping Saturday and decided to go racing Sunday morning. Now during racing season, I'm usually helping the kids, but since I've got the Malibu up and running, I try not to waste any opportunities to get a little seat time in for myself. So the plan for today is to take the Malibu down the National Trail Raceway with June Pup and make some laps in sportsman class. Once I got my pit spot taken care of, I turned on the stereo, turned on the air conditioning, and put in a movie for me and June Pup, and we waited our turn to make a test hit. This weekend they're running a standard JEGS ET bracket event, a points race, and so I entered the Malibu in sportsman class and waited for him to call our class to the staging lanes to make our first time trial. And they had a really good turnout this weekend, especially for as hot as it was outside. I got to make one time trial, and it went pretty good other than my reaction time was terrible. So that was what I was trying to concentrate on when I went up for first round. I dialed the car up 300s from what it ran, turned the nitrous on, and prepared to do the best I could against this little duster. The only problem was I red lit, so I lost automatically. And looking back, I could have won this round pretty easily had I not red lit. So I went ahead and bought back at the tower, and then watched some of the juniors run for a little while, and then I decided to go back to the trailer and watch a movie with June Pup and relax until they called us up for buybacks. So we're back here at the shop. My day of racing didn't go quite as I planned.
I knew it.
What do you mean you knew it?
I knew it. If you're left unattended, all by yourself, something's gonna go wrong.
Nothing went wrong.
He fell asleep and missed his round call.
That's not necessarily something going wrong. So I lost first round. I red lit. I bought back in. I'm like, I'm here. I'm going to run this thing today. The car was really good. I mean, I only got to make 2 passes. I made 1 time trial and first round. And the car was doing exactly what I figured it was going to do. I was only 15 thou off my dial in.
Exactly what I figured you were going to do, which is crawl up in the bunk with June and fall asleep and miss your round call.
And that's what happened. I fell asleep up here in the bunk. I was watching a movie, and they were running Super Pro class, which is the loudest, fastest cars. Dragsters are all loud. And so I'm laying up there in the bunk, and I'm like, I know that they're going to run my class right after juniors. So I'm laying up there, and I thought, as soon as I hear junior dragsters, I'll wake up. I never heard nothing. I fell asleep to Super Pro, and when I woke up, I heard Super Pro buybacks to the lanes. I'm like, why would they run Super Pro and then call buybacks right back to the lanes? That doesn't make any sense. So I hop out and I go visit a couple people that are racing there, and I said, hey, what round is it? Oh, it's 3rd round. 3rd round? Crap. Hell, I bought back and everything. So it's whatever. Just tired, man. We've been running and running and running. Like that trip to Missouri was a big one, and just, you know, the wreck in the car, and then we got back, and I've been running and getting parts and trying to get everything ready to go to put it back together and pulling the engine out and going to Bob's. And
the heat is exhausting.
The heat around here has been terrible. The humidity today is just terrible. I could have raced Saturday too, and I just didn't have it in me. And I thought I'll just get some sleep. And my
Oh, sleep you did.
Yeah, my sleeping schedule is really messed up because usually I film like all day, and then I'm editing during the day. But usually I can't really do the voiceovers or any of the really intricate editing until everybody else goes to bed or quits texting and calling, and that's usually between 1 and 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'll work all day or film all day or run parts all day and do whatever during a day, and then I'll edit all night, and then I try and get 4 or 5 hours of sleep a day between like 5 o'clock in the morning and noon. But you can only do that, at least I can only do that for so long, and then I crash, and I just need like 2 or 3 days just to, I don't know, recoup. And that's what I've been trying to do this weekend. And I thought I got myself caught up. I'm like, I got enough sleep Saturday. I think I got like 6 hours Saturday. And I thought, I'll be all right. So Vicky set the alarm this morning. She got me up and I got in the shower and went down, put fuel in the truck and got to the track. And I made 2 passes and I didn't make it. I fell asleep. Slept right through my round call. So, oh well. I tried. I was gonna put this video up Oh, stop. I was gonna put this video up Saturday or Friday. Well, I was gonna do it Friday night, then I was gonna do it Saturday night. And
every day he kept thinking, well, I'll wait and add a little bit more to it.
yeah, well, I was gonna do it Friday night, and I intended to do it Friday night, and then I got caught off guard. Limpy went live from Mexico, and there was a big tire shootout, and as soon as it came on, I stopped editing and I started to watch, and I watched the first pair, and then the spot got busted and they started jumping spots, and I said, I'm not working, I'm not missing this, because Chief was going to run Brian Davis right off the trailer first round. And I'm like, I'm not missing it. So I just quit what I'm doing. And I keep scrolling through eBay and just Facebook and whatnot. And hell, I ended up missing Chief and Chucky Davis racing anyway. Didn't get my video done. Then I got mad.
How'd you miss that?
I got screwing around on Facebook and eBay looking at stuff, and I missed it anyway. So then I didn't get my video done, and I didn't get to watch Chief and Chucky race live. So then I was double mad. I was like, well, screw it. I'm just going to put my video up Saturday.
Let me guess.
And then Saturday I was exhausted.
You were mad as a hornet.
Stop. You're just full of yourself tonight. What are you doing?
Unpacking boxes.
Unpacking boxes and counting shirts and merchandise.
Shirts, updating the website. Look, everybody. Shirts. All the colors, all the stuff. Shop shirts.
So I got something to talk about with merch. Here's what's coming.
Wait.
What?
I didn't show everything. Doggy bandanas.
Handkerchiefs.
Doggy bandanas.
Well, you can blow your nose on them too. They're dog bandanas.
How cute.
June and Scrappy were running around, and what's his name?
We'll put up a
JaxWax was out here
we'll
screwing
put up
around.
A picture of them later.
They were out here running around with them on the other day.
Cute. So.
Have you put them on the website yet?
Yeah.
Oh, they are up.
Yeah.
Okay. That's gonna be the next thing people ask.
So here's the thing.
I'm ready.
People are always telling me that their dogs watch our show. There are dogs that are just as much into the show as the people are.
Oh, that's not true.
No, people have sent me videos when June and Chevy are on the screen, their dogs stop everything. They gotta watch and see what June and Chevy are doing. It's true. June and Chevy have a little following of other little dogs. So it's only appropriate that the dogs get some merch too. And here, you know how we like to put the pictures at the end of the video of people in their merch?
Oh, good grief.
Oh,
Here
yeah.
we go again.
Start sending me your dog pics.
Oh, man.
Yes.
You procrastinate and you wait until like I'm already done with the video, and then you're like, wait, I've got merch pics, and then I have to render the video. I'm not doing it. You're gonna have to make sure you get these videos or whatever you want me to put in way early. Noon deadline.
How cute will that be? Dogs from all over the world.
Oh, good grief.
Watching our dogs with their little bandanas on. So, all this mess here, Harley will be back tomorrow. I'm happy to report Kenny and Harley spent all last week moving. Everybody's been wondering, and they finally got moved.
They got moved.
They'll be back tomorrow. She's ready to fold and start shipping out.
She's probably ready to be in here in the air conditioning and not be
it was like
dragging
a
stuff.
miserable
It was so hot and
for
miserable.
them to move, but they got moved, and actually they're now, I don't know, maybe 10 minutes closer distance-wise than where they were before.
And hopefully Uncle Buck Oleus has got his fence done.
God.
Like this whole week's been screwed because Jeremy's not been here. He's been working on his dog fence.
Yep.
And Kenny and Harley's been moving.
Yep.
It's just been hectic and hot and just
Yep. And then we didn't go racing either, so, you know. It was
Well, I
just
did.
Well, you tried. But it was just an off week.
That was nice.
But
That was a really nice shot you just took at me.
I had a feeling when you left this morning, I was like, I bet he falls asleep. And you did.
All right, she's back in the house now. She's cooking dinner, so I got a little break to talk about things. Merchandise. This is stuff that I want to talk about because this is important. I need to get this out there and get people to understand what's about to happen. I'm already looking ahead towards Christmas. And we are not Amazon. It's just, you know, Harley and sometimes Allison and Vicky out here doing the shipping. And I can tell you that when the first month that we released merchandise, it was insane. We had no idea. It was pre-order. You know, you had to pay for it up front, and then when it came in, it shipped out. And it took a little while for some of these people to get their stuff because we were just inundated. Like, we had no idea we were going to sell that much. And I've held off for numerous reasons on releasing any new merchandise, any new shirt designs or anything else, because Gina and everybody down there is going through a little rough patch, getting sick, and they've had some complications down there, and we've had some complications up here, and it's just the springtime and into the early summer is Gina's busiest time, and sometimes she was backed up almost 30 days, and she was just going as fast as she could, and everything was just getting a little bit crazy. Oh my God, she's back. I thought you went in the house to cook dinner.
Crazy.
I thought you went in there to cook dinner.
I put your pizza in the oven.
So she's caught me now because she told me, don't talk about this right now. Well, I'm doing it. Christmas. We're gonna release some new merchandise at the beginning of September. And we will take pre-orders September and October. And then that gives us November and December to get it shipped out for Christmas. The first month that we started the merchandise sales here, it was crazy. We had no idea it was gonna take off like it did. And I have a feeling that some of the stuff that we want to release in September is probably gonna take off and start that whole thing all over again. So you guys need to understand, we're not Amazon. We don't have like 1,000 people here packaging and boxing. It's just us right here in our shop, right here where we work on the race cars. So we're going to release some new merchandise in September. The beginning of September is my plan, and it will be pre-ordered where you pay for it and you're going to have to wait to get it. But we want to make sure that we get everybody the opportunity. If you want to order some of this stuff for Christmas, for gifts for Christmas, that you've got plenty of time. We've got plenty of time to get it in and get it shipped out. So look for that coming up. I'll start pitching some stuff out there as we get some things finalized, but that's coming. And I'm not procrastinating on it. I'm not even going to procrastinate on telling them.
Christmas in July.
No, it's not July. I just said September. Don't start that crap. You already screwed this up. Everybody's going to say, Christmas, and they're doing it in July. It's already July.
I'm just kidding.
September. All right, so in other news, we've got all the parts gathered up here for Billy's Nova. Brand new chrome front bumper, brand new core support, 2 brand new front fenders, a brand new SS grill, brand new filler panel between the grill and the front bumper, the reinforcement. Brand new headlight bezels, brand new bumper brackets, all new parking lamps, headlight buckets, headlight retaining hardware, fender bolts, like that whole thing. This time I did get an SS grill. Billy bought a standard grill last time and had Jeremy paint it, but I just went ahead and got an SS grill this time, and it will have an SS badge in the center of the grill. So that's an easy way to tell before and after the wreck, because of course the nose is all going to be black again. So if you see it's got an SS grill and an SS badge, those are definitely pictures or videos after the wreck. So guys, that's going to about do it for tonight. I got a lot more things I want to talk about, but the video's already getting pretty long, and save something for tomorrow, I guess. We're going to work this week on the Nova. We're going to try and get this nose reconstructed, get that process started. We need to get the engine apart up at Uncle Bob's, and we've still got to get this Falcon finished up. I don't know what's going on with this Falcon. I don't know. I wouldn't have done that deal with the alternator that they did, but it is what it is. We got to get tires swapped. We got to get the S10 finished. We got a lot of stuff to do this week, so there'll be a lot of content coming. I'll try and knock a video out every single day. That's my goal this week. I've got some rest. I'm re-energized, so we'll see how it goes. Oh, plus, I don't know how you guys feel about my monster truck stuff, but I got, let me show you. So up here on this top shelf, if you can see behind me, there's a Bigfoot monster truck up there. That's actually a T-Max, a Traxxas T-Max. And it's got that Bigfoot monster truck body on it. Well, the engine that came in that truck was a 2.5 cc engine. And I have since purchased a 4.6 cc engine. It's, I guess, if you're into LS engines and small block Chevys, it'd be like taking a 6-liter and stroking it out to a 427 or a 408, or if it was a small block Chevy, like a 350 going from a 350 to like a 427 or 434. Anyway, I got this engine in the mail. I didn't even know they made one of these things, but I stumbled upon it, and it's here. And I want to try and get my monster truck fired up this week. I haven't had time to work on my RC stuff in a long time. A lot of it's up here, it's all filthy, dirty. A lot of them needs taken down and cleaned. They're everywhere. They're underneath the shelf, and I've been stockpiling parts. I just haven't had much time to work on that stuff, but I'm gonna try and get back into it a little bit. So anyway, I'm gonna get off here. We'll see y'all tomorrow. I promise I'm gonna do my absolute best to put up as many videos this week as I possibly can. Good night, everybody.
There's one more thing.
What?
In case people are wondering.
There's always one more thing.
I know. Doggy bandanas come in a large or a smaller size. This is Jack's size. Like, this is the perfect size to go around Billy's little wiener dog. This is June and Chevy sized. So there's 2 options on the website.
What if they got a dog bigger than June and Chevy?
Well, you can, like, you tie the knot yourself like that. So it's just a matter of how big,
Well, what if they can't get it around their dog's neck if the dog's too big for that one?
They could attach it to their collar that's already on them.
Okay.
So.
Is that it now?
Yeah.